still with us, criminal defense attorney and former assistant state attorney Tamara Walker. All right, first and foremost, I want to make clear for our audience, because sometimes I get confused. There's competency and then there's insanity. There's a difference there. Explain to us what the difference is.
Okay, so interesting question. Competency has to do with whether or not a defendant is mentally able to help in his defense. So the insanity, as was somewhat pointed out in that clip, goes to his state of mind at the time of the offense. And that's where you run into issues because, part of the insanity is that the person is not able to appreciate their actions and the seriousness of them. So if they can, and they're found to be competent to stand trial, that makes the insanity defense that much more difficult. So that's where the two intersect.
Exactly. And the reason I wanted to ask you that is because, you look at him there in the courtroom. He was having conversations. The reporter was reporting conversations that he had with him. He seemed perfectly fine. But that's not the point, right? The point is he's fine now to aid in his own defense. But on the day of the shooting, and this is what happened, he basically pulls up to this Waffle House. He only has a coat on. He's naked everywhere else. Decides to start shooting. We don't have a motive. He's naked. He has a history of mental illness. So the claim here is he's insane at that time. But that's still not an easy defense to prove.
No, it's not. And let me point out, too, that I am actually originally from Tennessee. I'm from the suburbs of Memphis. And Waffle House is sacred in the South. So just the mere thought of how he came in, like you pointed out a couple of times, he was nearly naked. I think he had just, a jacket on. Who knows? Was that a part of his plan to later say, he wasn't in his right mind when he committed the offense? Or was that a part of his ultimate plot that he may have fantasized about, doing things in a certain way? It's going to be very interesting to see once the trial gets underway.
Yeah, no question. And, part of it, too, is that, he ran away from the scene, right? He tried to get away. So that evinces some sense of what you're doing is wrong, right? Running away. But as a former state attorney, how does this case ever get to trial? This is a case where it's clear to me that there's something wrong with this guy. Wouldn't you try to work something out, get him into a mental health facility where he probably should be?
That's entirely the defendant's decision. Who knows what the state may have offered him. But sometimes you have clients that they could be on video saying I did it, holding the weapon, confessing immediately afterwards, but they still want to go to trial. So as a defense attorney, obviously you try your best to position your client in the best way possible in terms of, an ultimate outcome. But those are constitutional rights that each defendant enjoys.
Yeah, what I was actually looking for there, Tamara, is as a state's attorney, sometimes, you talked about Waffle House being so sacred. Sometimes prosecutors don't want to offer you anything either.
That too. Absolutely.
Right. This was a horrible, horrible crime. So there's some politics involved there as well. All right, Tamara, stand by. We're going to take a break. When we come back, Thea